Good morning and welcome to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. This is Sandi, and today I'm putting together an elevated raised bed that I got from Vego Gardens. So thank you very much for that. And I will have a code in the description and at the end of this video so that you can get a discount on it. Now I have a lot of products from Vego Gardens and I have loved every single product. But I can't even tell you how excited I am about this. When you live in Wyoming, or a lot of the northern states, sometimes probably any place, you have those nights, early spring, that the temperature drops. And you're scrambling. You're trying to put covers on all these different plants. Well, with this one, it's actually on wheels. And I'm going to show you how to put it together from start to finish. And I did it all by myself. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And it can roll in and out, has two locks on the wheels, so it'll stay where you want. In case your ground where you're going to put it is a little sloped, it can stay there. I'm actually going to put it on our side deck. And the month of May, we have a lot of cool weather at night, but I want to enjoy those sunny days and let my vegetables be growing already. So, Vego Gardens, thank you very much for that. And let's make this elevated raised bed. Now, it comes in a lot of different colors. I picked the kind of off-white cream color. It's ivory. The first thing you'll notice is the quality of the box that it's shipped in, which I am very thankful to because it goes through a lot of places before it gets to my house. It has two different boxes. One is the wheels and the other is the actual elevated bed. And so let's open that box and you can see just how well made it is. They always have a great instruction books, no matter what product they have. And these are the wheels, the caster wheels. And two of them have brakes and two of them do not. And we'll talk about that later. It's always good to go through the book from start to finish so you know the process of putting it together. It also has some pages that show you all the parts so that if you question, is it the right size bolt, it will give you the right information. So we are going to just start with two legs and one of the short sides, and we're going to put that together. But see how it's just molded and the steel is just so high quality. I just really appreciate that. And I'm just going to lightly, finger tight, put the bolt and the nuts on. And I'm only going to do it on the first two rows. I'm not doing it on the bottom row right now. And they just fit through the holes. Everything is pre-drilled for you. They give you all the tools that you need, other than if you needed a screwdriver. I'm actually going to use a drill just because it makes it a little bit faster. But you can see those two rows done. And I'm going to do that on the other side also. Then we're going to put some braces, and these will do a couple things. It will make the elevated bed more sturdy, and it will also hold the bottom of the elevated bed. So it does two different things. And it comes with an Allen wrench, so I'm just going to finger tight those right now until I start to get it farther along, and then I'll tighten up all the bolts. And this is just the bottom bracket. Now I am doing the bottom bracket a little bit different than what they say, and I will tell you later why I did that. And it's just really has to do with our weather and our winds here in Wyoming that just can be intense, and I want to be able to put some plants underneath my raised bed also. So let's put the sides on. Now I'm doing this all by myself. Would it be somewhat easier with two people? Well, sure. But easily one person can do it. And you just take your time. And remember, we're only tightening those bolts finger tight right now. And then we'll come back and we'll get them more sturdy. But I always like to do that. That's just something my dad always told me to do. And my husband Joe says that you're better off just doing it finger tight until everything's put together. And then you tighten it up farther. And I think that's true. So we're going to go to the other end. I'm going to slide that in. And then we'll put the nut and bolts on this side too. I think it's probably one of the best raised beds I have ever had. Now I do have their in-ground one, and I really like this, but I really like the idea that I can extend my season. I can move the bed in and out of the house if it's a cold night, if there's a storm coming, if maybe hail's predicted. You can move it, or you're having company and you just want to move it to a different part of your patio. There's a lot of plants back behind there, and some of those are going into this raised bed. So I'm just going to continue. There's brackets over on this side too, and we're just going to fit those in there. And it really is just that simple to put together. And I am just really liking it. I did have to loosen that just a little teeny bit. I had it a little bit too tight. My finger tightening was a little bit too much. And so I just loosened that, and then that ridge just popped down in there. And so that ridge goes all the way around, and that's going to hold the bottom where my soil is going to sit. Now remember, I haven't screwed in the very last bolts on the sides yet. Now this is where I changed it. They have it so that those are flipped around the other way. But the reason why I wanted it that way is because with our winds, I don't want those bottom pots falling. Now this is the bottom, and it has little notches that go on the two edge pieces, and then the center pieces actually groove into each other so that everything is really secure. And you can see those little ridges? Those actually go onto the piece that's right next to each other. So it's not moving around. It's staying. Plus you're going to put some bolts around the outside. So it is really heavy duty. And it needs to be to hold the amount of weight of soil and your plants. And see how it just pops into each other. And perfect. I mean, seriously, perfect. I could probably stand in there. And then there's little bolts that go all the way around. You can use your Allen wrench, but I did go get Joe's drill, and I just found a bit that was the same as the Allen wrench because it was much faster for me. But you can easily use the Allen wrench that they have in there. It's not an issue at all. So let's see what it looks like inside. Now I'm going to layer some cardboard, and I'm going to layer some straw before I put the soil. Now when I put those last bolts around the bottom, that's really where it's going to suck that in there, and it's really going to make it tight all the way around. So just take your time as you're going along and just tighten up all those bolts. Now I flipped it over, and I'm just putting in those wheels. They are so heavy duty, and this is one of the ones with a lock, and I'm going to put a lock on both sides. I'm just going to make them kitty corner to each other. So no matter where I place it, I can easily lock it so it isn't going to move at all. And it's just fabulous. So on this side, there's got one with a lock, one without. On the other side, I'm going to go kitty corner across, and that's going to be my lock, and the plain one is on the other side. Now this is where I changed it because I flipped those ridges around because I want to put a lot of little plants in here, some of my African violets and some of my other little flowers. And with the wind, I wanted something to just guard it so it wouldn't slide off if there was a lot of wind. And I did the zip ties to hold those in there. And then the last thing that we're going to do is it has an edging that will go all the way around and just make it so you're not scraping your hand or your arm, and it just kind of gives it a finished tone to it. When you go over where it's a double metal, it's a little bit more to push, but the rest of it just easily slides on. You're going to go all the way around, and it is going to be just fabulous looking, very finished, and I just absolutely love it. And I can't hardly wait to plant in it. So cardboard and some straw in there, and then I'll put the soil and my plants. and it can go in and out depending on the weather. Tomorrow I'm going to have a video when I'm actually planting in this raised bed so you can see the entire process. And I've made some seed snails. This one has lettuce in it, and some of this is going to go in there. And I have peas and radishes and some Swiss chard and a couple tomatoes that I have growing right over there in some lights. And so check out tomorrow's video too when I plant in my elevated raised bed. Discount code, it's right down here. Once again, thank you so much, Vego Gardens. Make sure you check them out, vegogarden.com, and you see their wonderful products. I mean, this is sturdy, and every single one of my products that I've ever gotten from them has been absolutely amazing. I would give them 10 plus. If I could give them more, I'd give them that. Check out tomorrow's video when we're planting in the raised bed. This is Sandi, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with the world.